Impact Kids! Today we are going to talk about something I'm sure you have heard adults talk about. But this is not something that just affects adults, it affects kids too. And it's something that doesn't have to pull you down. Let's talk about stress and stress management. So what is stress? Stress is what happens when our body and brain get ready to handle something challenging or hard. Think about when you're about to run a race. You might feel excited, but nervous too. That's stress. Believe it or not, small amounts of stress are actually good for you. It can help motivate you, it can help you focus, it can help you to do your best. But too much stress, that's not good for you. Feeling high levels of stress very often can make things harder for you than they need to be. If you're having trouble sleeping or eating, if you can't focus in school, you can't even have fun with your friends at recess. Because of your stress levels could be too high. And I have some tips for you for what to do when your stress is feeling like it's too much. The first thing you're going to do is take a break. Sometimes your brain needs a little pause, so it can hit the reset button. When you start feeling overwhelmed, step away for a few minutes to do something fun or relaxing, like reading a book, drawing, kicking a soccer ball around, whatever it is that helps you feel more relaxed. So let's say you're doing something really hard, like studying for a test in a subject that is usually pretty challenging for you. After you've been studying for a while, maybe 20 or 30 minutes, actually taking a break for about 3, 4, or even 5 minutes will help you to be more productive when you come back to study again. When you take that small break, do something good for your body physically. Maybe step outside and breathe the fresh air, or take a quick walk, or play with a pet. The second tip is to use positive self-talk. You know, we all have those little comments that come to our mind from us to us. Sometimes it sounds like they're from a little monster saying mean things, and sometimes it sounds like it's coming from a friend. The voice of the little monster is louder and talks way more. That ill-mannered little monster can really add to your stress levels. So you're going to want to make sure you are telling yourself positive things. Those are called positive affirmations. And it's saying things like, this is hard, but if I keep working, I know I'm going to make progress. And saying things like, I've done hard things before, or I'm going to do my best. Even if I don't get to be the best at this subject, as long as I do my best, that's what my parents and my teachers are looking for. Imagine you need to do a presentation at school. You have to stand up in front of your whole class. If the whole time before it is your turn, you're telling yourself, I'm not a good presenter, I'm going to forget what I have to say, I don't think I have enough information, those are going to add to your stress level. Make sure you do come prepared and remind yourself that you are prepared. You practiced for this. You know your material. You can do this. The third tip that I have for managing stress, this one works really well for me, and I hope it helps you too. It's to make a plan. When I feel like I have so many things that I need to do that I feel stressed just thinking about it, I make a list and I make a plan. I make a list of all the things I need to do, and when do they need to be done by. I go ahead and plug that in on a calendar. Then I make a plan for when I'm going to do each thing that I have to do. Let's put this in your context. Imagine you have a big school project, like a big science fair project. You might feel overwhelmed or stressed out by the number of things that you have to do before you present this project. You'll need to do research, you'll have to write about it, you'll have to maybe even test something, going through the whole scientific method on whatever you're trying to show. And eventually you have to put it into an appealing presentation to share with people at the fair. That's a lot. That's overwhelming. Of course, you're not going to do all of that in one day. So by writing out a list of all the things that you need to do and putting it on a calendar for the days that you will do each part helps you to feel more in control of this huge project and helps you to know the small steps that you know you can take in order to get to your final goal. That relieves a lot of pressure and lowers your stress level. So it's important for you to know what are the signs of when you have too much stress. Maybe you're feeling tired, maybe you're cranky, maybe you're not feeling very motivated. There are other signs in your body that can help you to know when your stress level is too high and when you need to ask an adult for help. Some signs in your body are if your muscles feel really, really tight and you're very tense. Oftentimes people feel it in the back of their shoulders. You might feel it in your back. You might feel it in your stomach. When you're getting stomach aches or headaches very often, that can be a sign of too much stress. If you have a very fast heartbeat or you're breathing fast, those are also physical signs of high levels of stress. If this happens once in a while, it's okay. It can even give you the edge to perform better. But if this is happening on a regular basis, you need to ask a grown-up for help because feeling this way too often is not good for your body. It's always okay to ask an adult for help, but you need to especially ask for help when you're feeling too much stress. Please know that asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of strength. It shows that you are really smart about what you need and you know how to take care of yourself. Stress is not always a bad thing. Sometimes it's a huge motivator, but sometimes it is a bad thing. And you need to remember these signs of stress, the tips for taking care of yourself, and if the tips don't work, ask for help.